Good morning. Can you hear me okay? So glad to talk to you guys. So glad to be home from Chicago. But I want to do one thing really quick before we jump in. We're going to talk first about our principle of urgency destroying procrastination. What did we do this last week of the month? We're fixing to dive into that. But right after that, this will be the first time I've gone live to share with you the experience Lori and I had in Chicago for what the Juice Plus company created, a trip of a lifetime. So if you have anybody on your team that you'd like to hear about our new CEO, what you need to do is, while I'm in the next 5 minutes, you need to be inviting your team members that you want to hear about seeing firsthand how Juice Plus is made. And it did not disappoint. I had high expectations and it didn't disappoint. If you want to hear about our new CEO and the leader that we have at the helm of our company, and you want your team to know, you better start putting their names in the comments. You better start inviting them. Yes, there'll be a recording, but if you want them to share it live with us and share the enthusiasm and excitement, that's going to start happening in about 5 minutes. Okay? So, saw some of the comments. Melinda, I thought you were in New Mexico. Now it says you're going to Kansas. So I don't know where everybody is, but summer is travel time. But it doesn't mean we need to lose our rhythm time. Okay? Travel time, but it doesn't mean doesn't need to mean we lose our rhythm. My tongue got tied. I think it got tied on pizza in Chicago. So this whole group that we're doing, the rhythm of you joining me, and I know y'all have got great mentors, great coaches. Many of you are so much better at having rhythms in your life than I am. But you will see me up early every morning, except Chicago got my clock off. So believe it or not, I didn't get out of the bed till 7 o'clock this morning. That's like 3 hours late for me. But it was 4 nights of late night fun social events and partying, and I just had to catch up this morning. But people, I do have a good daily rhythm in the mornings. So one of the things I want to ask you is, we're trying to create urgency, we're trying to create rhythms, and this whole process was started for us to manage our month, because in our business, in order to manage your paycheck and grow your business and create the residual income you want for your family, you have to manage the month, master the month. So one of the skills I wanted everybody to take part in was an early start, a quiet start in the mornings. So I'd love to see a thumbs up. How many of you are getting into and building into your rhythm that time in the morning where you make sure your gas tank is full of the right fuel? Every morning, are you still letting the world fill your mind, heart, soul, and spirit, so that when you encounter people during the day, all you have in your tank is what the world's put in to give out? Are you making sure, because you know you're going to impact lives, you're going to invest in your relational capital, are you making sure that you got high test, you've got the premium stuff in your tank at a level that overflows, so the people that come in contact with you, they're so attracted to what you're full of? And what we don't want is for that just to be hot air, and that's what the world puts into us. So make sure you're doing that, whether it's in our growth journal, or go to makealife.com/grow, grab a journal, grab the download version. It's free, but we're trying to help you build that quiet start rhythm into your life. So hopefully you're doing that. If anybody's had a cool experience, I'd love to hear, put it in the comments, because remember, your success blesses others. So if you've had an experience building that quiet time regimen into your life, quiet start every morning, please share, and people will benefit from it. I'd love to hear too. So this is June 23rd. In 7 days, 1 week, the month ends. We don't have extra days this month because of the 4th of July holiday. So we really have 7 days left. Actually, 8 counting today. But we have a full week left in this month. So where are you? I want to ask this question. I'd love some transparent answers. Where are you in relation to where you want to be? The goals you set at the beginning of the month. And if you didn't set a goal, it's okay. Maybe you just have a target out there that's an amorphous target. But we're teaching you to set goals at the beginning of the month, to come up with what's the target you want to have happen to manage the month, which is going to create the paycheck you want. So where are you actually in terms of the goal you set? So you got a goal. We're 3/4 of the way into this month. Where are you in terms of your goal? So pop some things out there. I'm almost there. I've passed it. Share some exciting news. Share some obstacles. Whatever you need to share. It is summer, so our schedules change, but our rhythm doesn't have to, remember. But what we're doing right now is we're saying, okay, where am I in relation to what I wanted to have happen this month? Was it to promote out a new sales coordinator? Was it to get POB qualified? Was it to reach Partner Plus, the first step on our goal? Was it to do a 5-1-1, which is if you don't have a goal, that's a good goal. So 5-1-1 is 5 new customers of any kind. You're in charge of that because those are your customers. 1 new Partner Plus, that's somebody you brought on board on your team and helped them reach that first step. And remember, if you think of that just as a new healthy family, a family getting Juice Plus in the best way possible is Partner Plus. That's the start. That's kind of the bridging the gap between just being a customer and having access to our business. So 5 customers, 1 new Partner Plus, and the third goal is 1 new QSC. I know Wendy shared somewhere recently, I was with her, and somebody was so proud of doing a 5-1. And that's great. 5-1's awesome. But you're missing the target if at least in the second or third month of you having that as your goal, you're not adding that last one. So it's 5-1-1, and the last one is a QSC on your team. And that means you've helped somebody that was previously a Partner Plus, previously on board. You've helped them reach QSC, a new front line to you, okay? So that's your 5-1-1. So where are you, if that's your goal or you had another goal? Maybe you were trying to make a leadership position, get to senior sales coordinator, QNMD, NMD, PNMD plus, wherever you are. What was your goal for the month? Let's see where you are in terms of how close are you to hitting it. And then we're going to roll up our sleeves. We're going to grab our reports and data, get on the coaching call with our upline, our mentor, our success team, one of the 5 employees you have that works for you that the company pays. Your upline, the company pays them to work for you. So you've got 5 people that are paid to help you. Are you using that resource? Now is the time. Get on the phone, grab your data, come up with a plan, roll up your sleeves, and all out massive action. A college student would, cram study all night for 3 nights, and Starbucks was their best friend. I'm not telling anybody to OD on coffee, but whatever you have to do to finish your goals, be somebody that doesn't just start well, but somebody that finishes strong too. And that's what the plan, that's what we're trying to teach and build into your rhythm. And remember, humans, not human people, a human is a person. People naturally procrastinate. We put things off. We're going to talk about that in our 90-day challenge in just a minute. Humans naturally put things off. So, we have learned that urgency, an exam tomorrow you haven't studied for yet, a marathon in 6 weeks that you've got to be ready to run 21 miles, something that's got to be put together and you got to have the tool or you can't do it. A trip you're going to go on and you need to book your tickets before the price goes up tomorrow. There's all types of urgency in our life that make us perform. I'll give you a good, just simple example. Cleaning your house. Nothing's happening. Nothing's coming up. You just normally keeping your house clean. And you set aside a day and you've got 6 hours. Vacuum, laundry, carpet, dog hair, toilets, whatever you do to clean your house and get it clean. Pressure wash the driveway, whatever. But you can delay that. Nobody's going to be there tomorrow except your spouse and your kids and your dog. Just keep the house as normal. You put off that big cleaning day. But what if somebody, your spouse calls you and says, "Hey, honey, I'm bringing home our new neighbors next door, my friend from work, the office, my boss is coming over. Something's happening. You've got to do it. People are coming to your house for dinner tonight, and it's 2:00 in the afternoon. You know what? It's amazing. Or let's say it's 4:00. It's amazing how your house can be as clean as it would if you took the 6 hours. With a 1 hour notice, you just get done what you have to get done. And there's numerous examples of that urgency destroys our natural habit of procrastination. So why not utilize that same tool that works? It works just like gravity, guys. If I take something and I drop it, it's going to hit the table. I can't stop that. That's just gravity. Well, let me tell you something. If you will bring urgency into your business the last week of the month, it will destroy procrastination. It's qualifying so you get paid better next month. It's positioning yourself so your commission level is higher. It's making sales coordinators so you don't leave money on the table. There's so many reasons to hit your target and not, oh, well, the company will let me restart. I'll just do it next month. We've talked about that. Do you want to be, there's two kinds of people right here. I'm going to use urgency to make sure what I wanted to have happen happens. Or I'm going to use grace. That's what a restart is. The company gives us grace. That's what a restart is. I'm going to use grace to be an enabler of procrastination. I'm going to enable procrastination and putting things off in my life. I'm going to be a coach and mentor that's going to enable my team to put things off and restart and restart and restart in their life. Or, no, I'm going to roll up my sleeves too, and me and my team, we're going to finish what we started this month. You got 7 days. Urgency destroys procrastination. So hopefully there's some new people that have joined us because somebody on your team tagged you and said, hey, Curt's fixing to talk about something exciting. He just got back from Chicago, and it was the trip of a lifetime. Okay? So let's go there for a minute. Now I'm going to show you some pictures. We've got tons. Here's a couple with Lori and I. We were in Chicago, and honestly, I went to Chicago expecting, like, Chicago? I'm going to Alaska next month. There are a lot of places I would really rather go than Chicago. You watch the news, and the news is not always accurate, as we found out, but you're hearing about shootings and crazy stuff going on and more murders there than anywhere in the world or whatever, all these things you're hearing. So we had low expectations. Really would have rather stayed home and had access to the golf course and the lake before we went. But our company said it's going to be a trip of a lifetime, and I trust our company, and we were so excited. Well, we got there, and number one, Chicago was a clean, beautiful city, and the perspective we got from the water and the river was unbelievable. But here's what was so super duper stinking exciting. And just a couple more pictures. That is our lunch they gave us after our farm tour. But we went out to these farms. I'm going to share two big impact stories for us. I don't know the exact number, but I had heard only 10 or 12 people, partners in the field or home office corporate employees, only 10 or 12 in 30 years had ever gone and seen not only the farms, but had seen where Juice Plus was made. It's a proprietary process. We have something that nobody else has. Not only is the drying process proprietary, but the blend of what's in it that's produced the almost 50 research studies we have, that's proprietary too. Trademarked and proprietary. This is a kale field. And this is on a farm owned by the Van Drunen family. That they have over 5,000 acres they farm. This is part of it. But they've been farming in this area since 1856. Talking about a family dedicated to growing the food we eat. Unbelievable. And we had the manager, I mean, they employ like, I'm guessing 1,000 people counting all the farm and everything. I don't know. But it's a massive operation. And we had one of the guys in the field with us here that managed this field. Look how straight these rows are for, like, it seems miles. We had drones overseeing this, and he said, you know, very few people do this, but because we're committed to not putting the chemicals and things on our crops, we actually hire people to manually pick weeds out of our field. So these are not like, airplane sprayed or just spray whatever chemicals you need to kill the bugs and the weeds. No. In order to keep it looking like this, look at the cleanliness of the dirt in between the rows. It's actually amazing. Oh, you're not seeing it. Crazy. You know what? Dang it. Technology and me, I got so into what I was talking about, y'all weren't seeing what I'm showing. So let's go back. So you should have seen this before and you didn't. Urgency destroys procrastination. I'll catch you up. Bad move on my part. There's me and Lori in downtown Chicago. We had so much fun. Doesn't Lori look great? And everybody had a great time. And here's Lori and I was telling you, this was where they had our lunch on the river, on the water, at a park. And they had all kind of photo ops for us. But they made that just for us, just right there. And they had a locavore farm, a local farmer that everything they produce, they grow locally on the farm. They fixed every piece of the meal for us. They grass-fed the cows, they grew the chickens, all the herbs, vegetables, everything they made was grown locally on their farm. And they didn't just give us a box lunch, they brought that in and catered it for us. And I'm sitting here telling you all this, and I cannot believe this is that farm. This is now you can see the rows for miles, the kale farm, the dirt, how clean it is. They bring in manual farmers. Forgive me, I get excited sometimes. That should show you how excited I was about this trip. I forgot to push the buttons. And I love technology too. So we were in this place, like thousands of acres. There are drones everywhere. Where there's going to be amazing video footage. There were camera crews everywhere. You could wave up at the drone, look ahead at the camera. There's going to be some amazing footage from this. But this is the kale field I was telling you about. So sorry the pictures didn't show up. And my watch was buzzing. Y'all were commenting, and everybody's like, Curt, pay attention. I'm trying to tell you it's not working. So I'm paying attention now. Sorry. I have to turn all these bells and dingers off, or I can't stay focused. Because y'all probably know I have undiagnosed ADD. Half the world probably does, but I get so excited and I get single focus. Sorry about that. Anyway, so it was amazing. The kale fields were absolutely amazing. And I showed you how awesome Lori looked here. Didn't she look awesome? Look at Lori now. That's Lori, right? She's in this picture. She's right there. Didn't she look awesome there too? We had to get dressed up. They made us change clothes. We had to get all dressed up. I mean, this place is like, you talk about clean, booties on your feet, goggles on your eyes, nets on your hair. I mean, the guys with beards had nets on their beards. I mean, this place was super clean. The facility where they did this kind of stuff. So they're harvesting and coming right to this facility. It's right there. Give you an example. They had just harvested and brought in a wagon full of pumpkins. And I may get the exact timing off, but just bear with me. Don't let facts ruin a good story. No, this is accurate. So we were in this place, and there's one room we were in, and they brought in this wagon full of pumpkins, like fresh picked pumpkins. And then they took the pumpkins while we were watching right there, and the pumpkins went into this grinding, like massive juicing facility, skin and everything, creating a slurry or a liquid that went. The slurry or liquid went into this stainless steel tank, and high pressure lines went up into the ceiling and moved it across the hall. So we went across the hall. I don't have another picture. So we went across the hall. And like I'm talking, this is like, see it here, 90 seconds you're moving. Maybe 3 minutes. You're moving across the hall, and there are these huge drums. Y'all have seen some of the videos where they're processing the cranberries, and it looks like a flat, dry layer of like not a gummy, but what do you call those things that kids eat? The sheets of chewy stuff, whatever it's called. Anyway, so you've seen it videos on the cranberry. We saw them doing pumpkins that day, making pumpkin powder, and so across the hall, like within minutes, they're taking that slurry. It's being sprayed onto a drum that's got a screen over it, and it's turning while high pressure air is coming up from the bottom, not at high temperatures, drying that liquid pumpkin into powder. I mean, I'm talking about from the field to one room, 30 feet across the hall to another room. You had our powders in 5 or 10 minutes. I mean, maybe 15 minutes max. Okay, it was unbelievable to see the creation and the process. We couldn't have cameras, phones, videos. They even took our watches and our jewelry off when you go through there. It's that, and that's how. I mean, it's like we were in a, we signed an NDA, a non-disclaimer that we can't like disclose the secrecy of what we saw. But it was amazing, absolutely. I had been to NAI where they encapsulate, but this was a whole nother level of belief that our product's unique. There ain't nothing on TV that comes close to this, because we got the real deal, and we make it like nobody else in the world makes it. It's unbelievable. So you got to go. They're going to do it again. So if they ever tell you in the future that here's a contest for you to qualify to be in a trip of a lifetime, you want to go for it. You're going to hear Lori and Hope are going to share in here and in our NMD chats and stuff, some of the things that our NMDs that went on the trip are sharing, but none of us were less than just shocked at what the company did and how the product's made. Okay, and then I guess the other thing I want to share with you is our new CEO, and I should have got Trey to put a picture in here of him. I forgot. Travis and Hope, if you've got a picture, you might just throw a picture of Heidi and Travis Garza in our chat right here. I know we've got one somewhere. There's one of me and Mom and Travis and Heidi. Laura, you could throw it in here too if you want to. But he's amazing. Our new CEO is amazing. And let me tell you how they chose him and why I'm excited. So, somebody's texting me again. Okay, I just got another text. So, just somebody give me a thumbs up. Hope just said people are saying they still can't see pictures. So, hopefully you're seeing these pictures now. Right? Okay, pictures are... I need one person to say thumbs up. I'm seeing the pictures, just so I'll know. I think the comments are delayed. I'm going to wait 1 second, because I'm going to be really disappointed if y'all aren't seeing these pictures. Pics are good. Okay, good. All right, we see you. All right, good. So our new CEO, how we chose him, it's one of the top search firms in the world that handles like CEO level people, and we wanted to find somebody. I guess you could say, what I would say is, if you could clone Jay Martin, let's find a Jay Martin in his youth again. Let's find that person. And I really think they found someone really close to Jay Martin. He's not a good old boy from the South. He's from Idaho. But his father was a migrant worker from Mexico that grew up farming Idaho potatoes. So his roots go back to the farm. His dad was, couldn't speak English, couldn't write. He was just a worker that wanted to bring his family to America for the American dream, to realize that. And Travis inherited that hard work ethic. I think he's going to be nonstop. He's got that, I have a lot of flaws, but one of my good things I have is I'm like the ever-ready bunny. I've got energy to share, and I love that in him. I think he's got that too. That's one of the qualities he has. He seems to be, probably has a million qualities I don't have, but one of the things that I love with him in common was he's got that kind of energy and desire and vigor. And so he's got that. His wife's amazing. But he has so much experience to bring to the table. For Stuart Kronagi was amazing. She had, the global C-level, leadership level. She helped us manage and navigate through COVID. She was there for such a time as this. But Travis is here to take us to levels we've never seen before. Not just a billion-dollar company, but a multi-billion-dollar company in sales. And it's going to happen, guys. It's going to happen. He's got experience being in the field himself. Jay sold pots and pans. Travis has been in the field in direct sales, building his own business with his wife. They've done that. He has owned a company that had up to 500 employees, where they were the call center, support center for direct sales companies, managing support and phone lines and the telemarketing aspects of the phone support for a direct sales industry. He has started out in different departments in direct sales companies, from sales to global sales to regional sales, and has learned that aspect of leading a corporate direct sales company. And he's been the president of sales, national sales director of other global companies. He has 20 years experience in our industry. But the cool thing is he tells stories like Jay did. He knows how to not just quote facts, but to connect the dots with a story that gives you memory hooks to remember things. And he's like us out there telling our stories. His stories connect. He's going to be a great leader. He's humble, but he's bold. And his word, I'm going to change screens because I know somewhere in here. Let me find it real quick. No, up here. Let's see, where is it? Right here. This is funny. Trey found a great picture. What do you see there? We have chocolate labs. But if I glued a bone or propped a bone up on Nellie's nose, right there, and it wouldn't move, she would be kind of cuckoo. She would be focused on it. Her eyes would be crossed. And I don't know how patient she would be, but this dog is sitting there patiently waiting for the bone to fall. He wants the bone, but he's patient. And Travis's word for what he wanted, the way he wanted us to act and react and go after it, it's what he said he was going to do. He was going to be aggressively patient. He said there are things I'm going to go after because this company is a sleeping giant. He said we're going to be aggressive, but we got to be patient because some things take time. It's not going to happen overnight. So I loved that word that he shared. But here's what I love that we're taking away here. We're going to promote this with you and on our entire team. And our leaders are committed to promoting this too. And that is a 90-day challenge that Travis challenged us to. Something we all could do that was like within everybody's skill set, ability, that wasn't overwhelming. But starting July 1st, to take a 90-day challenge together. If you're brand new, you might say something like this. You're going to text one person per day. You're going to start a new conversation per day with one person. So you need 90 people, okay, for 90 days. It could be somebody already on your memory jogger. It could be somebody you haven't even met yet. It might be somebody you meet July 2nd that you text on July 3rd. Who knows, okay? But you might, and here's the deal. Don't get hung up on what the text in the box is. It's not going to be perfect. Whether you use Grammarly, the program on the internet to correct your grammar, or you just thinking, wear yourself out. Are these words right? No. Something like this. If you're brand new or you're fairly new in the business, you might say, I found the right business. I really want you to join me. To one person. If you're already in the business and you're a seasoned veteran, you might say, I've never been more excited about my business than I am right now. We could have fun doing this together. Or this could be the business for your family for the future. Tweak the words a little bit. But I'd rather you say, we need to catch up, let's have coffee, and do it every day than I had you try to perfect the words and not do it. That's the epitome of paralysis by analysis. So we're going to launch this July 1st. Right now you need to work on, close the month out, work on your memory jogger. But from July 1st to September 30th, I don't care if you're at the beach, if you're on a cruise in Alaska, if you're in the woods and you got to drive into town to the convenience store one day and leave your tent, everybody on this call, everybody you talk to on your team can text one person a day. If they can't do that, they need to quit. Honestly. If you can't text one person a day, you're in the wrong business. Think about it. That's strong, isn't it? No, it's not. It's just common sense. If you can't text one person per day, this business is not for you. I know that sounds strong, but it's just, why would somebody want to do something that's not willing to do what it takes to make it work? And this is just like basic, simple, common sense. You got to talk to new people. So let's come up with something that's so easy that everybody can do it. And let's see how we change our own business. We change our company. We change and awaken people that are sleeping, because we've got something that's amazing and people went to sleep during COVID. One person per day, see who you can wake up. What if you only got 10%? What if you had 9 new frontline team members because only 10% of your conversations worked? Wow. Okay? All right. You'll hear more about that. And he talked about, our new CEO talked about, we're all dealers of hope. We bring that to the table to so many people. So many people spend their life trading hours for dollars, They spend their life making a living and never making the life they want to make. Everything they do is created around trading hours to create a paycheck. Whether you're a retail shop owner, you work for a manufacturer, you're in a business where you're paid by the hour, that's what most of the world does. We want to teach people to stop trading hours for dollars. We want to show people how to build a business. Here's a quote I didn't put on there. To build a business that pays you tomorrow off what you did yesterday. Put that in a quote, Hope. Put that in the box, Hope. We want to teach people how to build a business that pays them tomorrow off what they did yesterday, or pays them next year off what they did 5 years ago. How about that? That's what stopping trading hours for dollars looks like. Okay? All right. Travis said aggressive patience. And it was so cool that he said that, because that wasn't my word or my analogy, but my word and analogy, and Trey found a cool picture, is we're sitting there in my trainer gets me in that plank pose, and he's got a clock and he's counting me down. And so you're like relaxed intensity. That's my word. I want to be intense. I want to be intense and focused, but I want to appear relaxed. I want to appear to enjoy what I'm doing, not hurried and hasty about what I'm doing. And Casey Schloss will probably kill me, but they're one of our best buddies. And I remember a season when I sat there and Casey, she's amazing. I mean, absolutely amazing mom, amazing leader. Chris is an amazing guy, amazing dad. But I was sitting there and they were at our lake house, and she was intense and focused on her business. Just had her son had just been born, her second child, and she was so focused. I mean, one night she killed 2 batteries on her Chris's computer and her computer because she was in bed on social media at 2 a.m. in between feeding her baby or whatever. I'm like, so I sat the next day. I said, Casey, you've got to convey a life and a path that people want to have themselves. I said, if somebody saw you wearing out 2 batteries and not getting sleep, I said, would they join you? And she's not going to care me sharing this because she knows. And you know what? Their business is growing better than it ever has. But they've built a family and a home, and they've got a farm, and they fresh eggs every day, and they got chickens, and it's just Chris works out every day, and he mentors people, and Casey's super mom, and she travels and speaks and shares her vision of being a PH pharmacist to an FARM pharmacist. She uses the F word, not the P word anymore, but she doesn't cuss. But I mean, now she's conveying that relaxed intent. They're intense in their business, but you'd love to watch and view their lifestyle. That's what you're after, okay? Sorry, Chris and Casey, for using you as my example. Love you, and I know you love me too, so it's all good. But one of the things, we put a form out, and we had to just cut down the questions because didn't have time for all of them. But we're going to do 3 of the questions that you guys asked. One of them is, what is the one? Here's the question. What is the one burning question that you hope Curt would answer on growth and finishing the month well? So we asked you guys that. Here's one about events. And events grow our business. Can you help give us guidance for effective verbiage on inviting prospects to events and sharing about Juice Plus? So, the inviting process, and you have to define what an event is too when you ask me that question, because to me an event could be a Zoom, an event could be a cup of coffee at Starbucks, an event could be a 3-way phone call, or an event could be sitting in an auditorium with 5,000 people at a Juice Plus live event, or an event could be going to a Juice Plus farm, So the inviting process would be a little different, but I think you've got to pick something that you're wanting to share with them that you're passionate and excited about, and make sure you include that because your passion is going to come across. I think you also, when you're inviting them to hear another speaker, you need to find out enough about the speaker you're going to hear so that you're not inviting them just to an event to sit in a chair, but you're inviting them to come hear this person that you're excited about them hearing. Let's pick somebody. Let's say it's John Blair, our former vice president of product and research. He's on the board of the company, but he's just an amazing knowledge base of all the things that go on in our country, regulatory wise, about research and nutraceuticals. So anyway, so what I would do, if you're inviting somebody to go hear John Blair live on a Zoom call, on a three-way phone call, whatever, or watch a video that John Blair did, find out something about that speaker that's exciting and invite them to come meet, hear, and benefit from hearing John Blair. Why do you want this person to hear John Blair? Craft your narrative around that. And then I'm reading this question. So that's inviting to events. And the sharing about Juice Plus. There's nothing you can do better than sharing your own story, number one. It's better than any research study because they trust you. And then if they have questions, you bring the heavy duty science in behind it. But you don't dump science on them first. When you share about Juice Plus, I mean, after going to this farm, what's so amazing is just telling the story of, you wouldn't believe it. I found a company that's found out a way, they've patented a process and a way to get fruits and vegetables fresh into a powder, into our bodies, and make it convenient, and in a gummy for the kids. You've got to try this. You know we need it. You don't eat enough fruits and vegetables any more than I do. I found out, maybe you say, even the people that juice, they juice carrots, apples, and celery over and over and over again. They're getting no variety. They're getting a lot of one or two things. But we've got 30 fruits, veggies, and berries. So it's telling your story. The researcher's there to back you up. But it's kind of that wow factor that Sean Hopkins, our chief revenue officer, says, who does this? Who does that? So you tell them, I found a company that does this. Guess what they do? They give us 30 fruits, veggies, and berries. And it's like, I'm not going to take a vitamin supplement and get ascorbic acid from my vitamin C. No, the research shows it's like me eating 28 oranges a week. It's like me eating 21 carrots a week. They put in my body the things that I know I should eat and bridge the gap between what I should eat and what I do eat. That's how I share Juice Plus. All right, next question. I could go on and on. I get excited by that. All right, so how do we get partners to engage more with our community and be excited about sharing Juice Plus? These questions kind of overlap. But when I share, I introduce people to people. I do three-way phone calls. I wouldn't hesitate to do a three-way phone call with Michelle Barnett and somebody and share how a mom operates and takes pride and priority in having a nutritious home, healthy home for their family. But that's part of it. But for them to meet Michelle, or for them to come to an event where Don Rathman or Wendy Campbell or Rhonda Hubbard was going to be there, or Guy Debou or Chris Schloss, and they get to meet the people locally on Zoom. And so where the community and sharing Juice Plus come together to answer this question is I can share my story, but the power of the third party, when you bring them into your community, whether it's a three-way phone call or meeting 10 people at an event, guess what? They hear more stories that back up what you said from another person. That's amazing. Okay? We got to wrap up here. I'm moving fast. It's like, for some, it's like pulling teeth to get our team members to be active on Voxer or to host an event. Any tips in fanning the flame in others? Well, active on Voxer, it's a new tool, but you know what? They can't tell you that they don't want to download it, don't want to use it, because that same person probably downloaded 5 new apps last week. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to bring value to things. Value to Voxer, value to hosting an event. How do you bring value to Voxer? Well, until they get active on it, you know what I do? On Voxer, let's say Hope left an amazing message about social media or something. I don't know, just bringing that up. Now, she left an amazing message about, I saw one she did recently about Juice Plus. She shared it on Facebook. She shared it, I think, on Voxer, and it was about pregnancy and prenatal vitamins and those kind of things, okay? And she did it. It was a great post. Just talking about how a lot of people saw the value of Juice Plus from Doug Odom's studies and things about pregnancy and prenatal nutrition. Okay? So she shared that post. So for some reason, that post was amazing. I liked it. And we talk about that on Voxer. So you see that Voxer message, and your person's not active on Voxer, so they're not seeing it, okay? So on Voxer, there's a share button. What I do is I'll go to the share button and I'll copy the link to that Voxer, because every Voxer message actually has a URL, an online link. So someone not on Voxer could still hear or see that message. So what I'll do is to get somebody to, I'll do FOMO, the fear of them missing out on what's going on Voxer. I'll just occasionally send them a Voxer message that I know they missed. They may have Voxer, but they're not paying attention. I'll text it to them. Man, you missed this on Voxer today. I just want to make sure you saw it. Make sure you're in this group. So you can make sure they see the value. And hosting an event, the biggest thing there, I think, is that you do it with them until they're comfortable doing it alone. Because sometimes, you know how you can tell somebody to do something, or you can show them how to do something. And a lot of times I think we tell people to host an event instead of showing them how to host an event. Like Lori and Hope are super excited because we moved to the lake a couple years ago. Hope and Clay just moved down here. And we've had a busy season. And when we get back from our family vacation next week, we're going to begin to focus on launching something here at the lake through live events. And that is what Michaela Peterson's teaching. It's on boards and everywhere. It's the sourdough events that start with gut health, fun making sourdough, the benefits of sourdough for your gut health, and then we transition into the microbiome. They can tell the story of fruits and vegetables, the microbiome, and what Juice Plus does for gut health. And you can go into Tower Gardens, and just leads to all kind of things. But the power of those events, I was in Nebraska, and I saw what happened because Michaela took the initiative and didn't just tell people to do the events. She showed. It was show and tell, not just tell and tell. And we're going to do that here, but the power of that is duplicated that across the country. So those will fan the flames, okay? Now we're going to get to a few things I want you to know. Current events. Level Up's coming up August 12th. There's some new stuff that I just shared with Hope this morning. She'll put it in the chat. Lauren Lahav, or not in the chat, in the Facebook group. Lauren Lahav has got, they're giving us ideas about how do you best, do a, host an event in your home for a group of people on your team and best benefit from Level Up. So kind of like, what do they call those? Watch parties. It's not exactly that, but it's a watch party concept for Level Up. I'm going to teach you how to do that, but there's how you get your tickets for Level Up. Put this on your calendar. We've already got more people registered for Charlotte than came to Phoenix. I don't know if it'll sell out, but it could sell out this time, so make sure you get your tickets. These will be in our Voxer, in our Facebook page. They're all over Voxer, but you can see all this on the Juice Plus Live app. Another app to put on your phone, or you can go to that juiceplusliveapp.com website. I'll have more stuff coming, but our worship gathering we're going to do, oh my gosh. It's about restoring the family in America. Restoring the family. Look at what all the problems we have in our world and our country that wouldn't be there if we had spent decades on building strong families instead of crazy stuff. So we're going to talk about restoring the family and God's plans to restore the family. Nuclear family, total family. We have an amazing speaker, Jeff Voth, and his family. His two sons are recording artists in Nashville, and they're coming to be our worship band. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So those tickets are going on sale, registration and tickets July 25th. And next, remember our focus next quarter is going to be freedom, consistency, and team. It's going to be focus. We're going to focus on focus. It's kind of hard to say. But here is our calendar. You can go to makealife.com/coaching calendar. Throw that in the link in the comments if you want to, Hope. So that calendar link will let you subscribe to all of our events. Special call on July the 5th. It'll be the week after we get back from vacation. Whether you're at the beach, a lake, or town square, America celebrates its freedom and independence. And I think that's what Juice Plus brings to our families. It's the freedom to live out the purpose and passion that God's called you to and not trade away your life, trading hours away to create a paycheck. You're making a life, not making a living. That's that freedom that we all desire. Getting paid tomorrow off what you did yesterday. And I got a special guest. He's the spouse, engaged and supportive spouse of one of the NMDs under the Myers, and they work from Maryland. They live in Texas now. But he's a 3-star general, retired General Chris Nolan. And we're going to talk together about how freedom is not free. As we kick off the month, we're going to start the month. We want to start next month valuing and appreciating the freedom we have, and to tackle and seize that month with a strong desire for us to have that and to share how others can have that, and even make that a part of our 90-day challenge, okay? So that's July 5th. And then last but not least, there'll be a special training in July. We're going to give you a date soon. It'll be on that calendar. But we're going to focus on where are you in your Juice Plus journey. So knowing that and figuring out what your next step is so you can take the right next step. You're tired of being reactive and just doing life, hanging out, the whole Netflix, pajama, government's going to take care of me attitude that we developed during COVID. You're tired of that. You're saying, now I'm ready to be proactive, take the initiative, but I need to know, based on where my Juice Plus business is right now, where I am on this journey, what are the right next steps? And we're going to do that training, our August special training, and we'll have that announced for you ASAP, okay? So that'll be after Level Up sometime. So we're going to focus on 90-day challenge, Level Up. Get your memory jogger ready. Get 90 people on there if you can. Who are the people you're going to text in the next 90 days? It's okay if you text 2 or 3 in one day. Text 10 in one day, but at least 9, at least 1. So you can't do 5 today and skip 4 days. It's great if you do 5 in one day starting July 1st. But its consistency is more important than, just surge. So don't think about surging and on Monday do your 7 texts for the week. Doesn't count. If you do 7 on Monday, you still got 6 more days. You have to do 1 a day, but you can do more than 1 in a day. But you can't do less than 1 in a day. Get your memory jogger ready. Be willing to meet and greet new people over the summer. And, Lori's learned to play bridge, and I think she's got 2 new people joining the shred because she played bridge last month, So what does it take? Is it playing golf? Is it playing bridge? Is it going to the pool? Is it texting an old friend? 1 per day for 90 days. We're going to change the game, wake people up. And if you didn't hear anything else this morning, our product, our Juice Plus, guys, is special. The way it's made, the way we make it. And because of the way we make it, we've got the almost 50 research studies. We need to go tell the world, because so few know how they can change the future health of not just their body, but you can make generational changes as we reprogram our DNA by flooding our body with fruits and vegetables every day. We got to do it. Who's going to do the 90-day challenge? What did I say? If you can't text 1 person a day, you're in the wrong business. Tell your team that. Let's go do it. Have a great end of the month. Get on your coaching calls today. Plan out the next week. Roll up your sleeves. And restart's not an option. That's not what grace is for. Grace is in case it happens sometime, but intentionally, you're going to finish the month and finish what you started. Had a great time talking to you guys today, and hopefully you saw how excited we are. And don't forget, if a trip of a lifetime is ever teased out there before, if it's by the Juice Plus company, they mean it, and you'll know it when you go.